Hi, and this is Francisco Bijan from vitalcoaching.com, and we are talking about dating success for women. The topic for today is how to ask him out. I bet that if you have been already in the dating scene for a while, you realize that this asking him out time might be probably one of the most challenging moments that you can have in your dating life. So we are going to check some strategies which are going to make it very easy for you to go ahead and ask a guy out. What you have to realize is that when you ask a guy out, he might feel a little bit under pressure. It means that maybe he already has the feeling that if he says yes, this means some form of commitment. It means saying yes to a life together. And that's not the impression that you want to give. So what you want to do is really keep it extremely casual. Rather than asking him to come with you to a first date, what you want to ask him is to come simply to have a drink with you. It's very simple. Let's take an example. For instance, if you work together, right? You have somebody in the office or in the place where you work that you really like. One day when you finish work, you just look at him and you just say, "Care for a drink?" and that's it. It's very simple. There is no explanation. You don't have to justify yourself. You don't have to give him, a whole lineup of the reasons why you want to go for a drink with him. You just ask him, "Care for a drink?" And you will see that this relaxes absolutely everything. If it's the right timing, the right moment, he might say yes and simply go ahead and have a drink with you. So this is an extremely direct way of asking somebody out without really taking the risk of being rejected, or without taking the risk also of building up too much pressure or intensity on what is going to happen next. The good news is that if you keep it extremely casual, if you just approach it just like a drink, this might turn eventually into a first date when you are having a drink. You know that suddenly you feel like there is some chemistry building, but you will see that if you simply ask it that way, even if he says no, it's not a big deal really, because it's very easy. And on top of that, it's a very easy approach. You don't have to come with a whole lineup and try to put it in some form of perspective that he will understand. It's very simple. You just ask him, "Hey, I'm going for a drink. Want to join me?" That's it. And you will notice that when you do that, it makes you feel extremely good. Now, suppose that you don't see him face to face, but you just have his phone number, for instance. You can text him that specific line. You just send him a line which says, "Join me for a drink?" with a question mark, and that's it. If you have his email address, it's the same story. You can send him that in an email, and you will notice that the moment you take that step, it's like you get it out of your system. You took the first step, and then it's in his hands to go ahead and do it. Now, if you work with somebody, for instance, if you are in the same work environment, timing is quite important. If the person is busy when you ask him out, sometimes he will not be able to respond or to give attention really to your invitation, or maybe the timing might be wrong for him. So what I invite you to do is really be aware of the timing and the circumstances. For instance, if his colleagues are around, it might not be very easy for him to say yes in front of everybody. So try to be subtle in the way you approach it, and be extremely aware of asking him this question at the right time. This is going to make a big difference. Now, again, if you send him an email or a text message, what is very important is not to justify yourself. You don't have to give him an explanation on why you ask him out. Just go ahead and simply send him that line, and you will notice that for him, when he receives it, it's going to trigger mystery. It's going to trigger his flirting reaction or emotions, because it's mysterious, and it's very sexy to receive a message like that from a girl that maybe you don't know much. It's really a kind of a very cute invitation, and something that many guys will fantasize about it. So I invite you to give it a try and really go ahead. Now, of course, the question is, what if he says no or doesn't answer? I mean, if you send him an email, or you text him and then that's it, blank, he simply doesn't answer, well, don't worry about it. You took the step, you took your first step, and there are many reasons why he might not answer. One of them is that maybe he's already committed, he has a girlfriend. If you know that he's not, maybe it's not the right time, he's worried. There are many reasons why a guy will not respond to an invitation, but you will notice that the moment you take the step, you actually, it's like an inner victory. And most women that I know, when they ask a guy out, even if he says no, even if apparently he doesn't respond to the invitation, it's still a victory in itself because you took a step. And this is the good news about this, this very simple, specific strategy. It's how to ask him out in a way which is really affordable. Now, if you, if you face a rejection, for instance, if he says, no, I'm not interested, then there is another video on how to be rejection-proof, really how to deal with rejection itself, so we will not cover that. There is another video coming soon. I think that I will record that very soon, which will be on how to have a successful first date. I mean, this is a whole, new strategy, but I can give you a couple of ideas on that. If you, for instance, go for a drink with him, and it happens on the spot, you say, care for a drink? And he says yes. You end up having a drink with him. Just keep it very short. Like you can have a drink for maybe half an hour, maybe 1 hour maximum. After 30 minutes to 1 hour, you just go. You decide to go. You tell him, was nice having a drink. I hope we can do that again soon, and you leave. Now, what is going to make or to create in his mind is that he's going to start, fantasizing or imagining what eventually spending more time with you could mean, and it's very important to keep it very light and leave on a high note when you are both still, in the process of getting to know each other. You don't have to stretch and make him feel like you really want to hold this moment as if you had nothing else to do. That's not the impression that you want to give. You want to keep it very light and just take off when, after half an hour or an hour conversation. You will notice that this will trigger the desire to get to know you better and get more of that. Okay, we will of course cover this topic a bit more in other videos because there is lots to say about that. But for now, I wish you good luck. Go ahead, take the step, go and get him, because it would be a pity to miss occasions or opportunities because you don't feel the confidence. Go ahead, take the step, ask him out, and you will see maybe something really exciting will come out of that. Take care, and bye bye.